Hi everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Carl here with another episode of Field Notes with Carl. Today we're going to talk about Carl's absolute favorite subject, food. One of the things I like to talk to my clients a lot about is weight. Food contributes a lot to our pet obesity problem. Purina did a lifelong study that showed that pets that were the ideal body weight and were not overweight, see, he loves eating all the things, even grass. Hey, you're fine, come here, Carl. One of the things that Purina found in their longevity study was that dogs that are the ideal body weight and not overweight lived on average 2 years longer. And I know that it's really tough, especially when you have a dog like Carl who will literally eat grass if he's hungry. But keeping them an ideal body weight is ideal for your pet to keep them as healthy for as long as we have them. One of the things you want to look for is body condition score. So you want to feel their ribs. You want to see, do they have a tuck when they stand up? And when you look over top of them, you don't want them to be square. You want to see their ribs and you want their waist to go in and then back out to their hips. Carl, can you pay attention? Your fans are watching. No, apparently not. One of the questions I get asked a lot in the clinic is, do I have a brand preference? What brand should I feed my pet? And quite honestly, I don't like to give an answer for that. And the main reason for it is that every client has a different price point that they're able and willing to spend. And everyone has different priorities. Do you want to feed your pet organic? Do you want to feed your pet something you can pick up conveniently at the grocery store? This all plays a huge role in what you are going to feed your pet. So I typically talk individually with my clients about what is important to them. And based on that, we come up with an idea of what kibble that they should be fed. There are a lot of different things that you can feed your pet. You could feed raw diets, you can feed only home cooked diets, you can feed the commercially home cooked prepared diets, and you can feed the kibble that we conveniently refer to as the big four, which are Iams, Royal Canin, Hills, and Purina. And quite honestly, that is an individual decision between you and your pet. Carl, quit. All right, can we sit down? Sit down. And so I'm not going to get into that on this video, but what I would like to talk a little bit about is what I recommend to a lot of my clients, which is adding some fresh food to their kibble if kibble is what you're choosing to feed. Now, what we do at our house is we feed a high quality kibble. And then come here, Carl, come. I was cooking for my dogs where I would cook specific fruits, vegetables, and meat, and protein. Sit down. And Nina, our sweet Nina, at 14 decided that my cooked food was not nearly as good as the cooked food that I could buy at the store. So what we do now is we add some of the commercially home prepared or lightly cooked foods to their kibble every day. We do this every single meal. But what we used to do, which is what I recommend to a lot of my clients, is to cook some fresh food for their pet and make it as colorful as possible. Each color in our vegetables carries a different nutrient, and it has high percentages of different nutrients in it. So for instance, when we were cooking for our spoiled rotten babies, we would use some sort of protein, whether that would be beef, chicken, turkey, or lamb. And then we would add fresh veggies to it that are steamed. You want to steam the vegetables because they do have cellulose in them, and dogs and us do not make cellulase in our GI system, and therefore they can't break down raw, uncooked vegetables very well for nutrients. You can add them for fiber though, if you would like. Sit down. He's not a very good co-host this time. So what we would do is we would try and add different colors in. So we may use broccoli, which is green, sweet potatoes, which are orange, cauliflower, which is white, and maybe beets, which are purple. And so each one of those vegetables is going to bring their own nutrient profile to that home prepared food. And we do add that to every single meal that our dogs are fed. What that does mean though is added calories. And remember back when we were talking about weight, we want to make sure that my dogs are not overweight. So what we do is we cut back the kibble a little bit, and then we add the home prepared diets to it so that we get the same amount of calories as we would be feeding if we were feeding just kibble alone, but we also get some fresh foods with it. The way I think about kibble is that it's like going to McDonald's and getting chicken McNuggets and thinking that it is fresh chicken breast. That is just simply not the case. So maybe you have your chicken nuggets, but you also have a nice side salad with it. And that's how I like to think about it. Now, this information is not to be used as medical advice. And if your pet has a disease that would require them to be on specific nutrition, that's something you really need to talk to your primary vet about. Those that have diabetes, those that have chronic kidney disease or acute kidney disease, or those that may have some other liver storage disease or something like that. But this is just something that I like to talk to my clients about and something that we practice in our household. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Thanks.